for 100 seasons. General Onyx had seen war before. He knew how painful war was, and the price of every life.
Commander Crimson had only ever seen victory. Her ambition burned hotter than the desert sun.
The Black Queen only wanted to protect her subjects and their gardens. But the Red Ants wanted their fertile land.
The message was crystal clear, friends. Abandon your land before sunset, or you will be destroyed by morning.
The Black Empire will not yield to any threat. They sharpened their courage and prepared for war.
The Red Kingdom turned their anger into a weapon that could cut through both stone and soul.
Every general needs warriors he can trust with his life, his kingdom, and his future. The Red Warriors were stories forged from 100 battles. Every victory was etched onto their bodies as a scar.
Morning broke with a blood-red sky. War had begun, and the earth trembled.
The first fight is always the hardest. The one that is impossible to forget.
Discipline was the unbreakable shield of the Black Empire, forged through years of training and unity.
Anger was the sharp sword of the Red Kingdom, capable of cutting through everything teeming, be it stone or soul.
The earth trembled under the weight of thousands of warriors when the two armies clashed.
When skill is equal, strength matters. And Slate's strength was like a mountain. Speed can become a weapon, and Flame's velocity was faster than lightning.
But war isn't won only by the sword, friends. Sometimes working silently is more crucial. Death rained down from the sky, because Ruby's aim never missed. Every arrow, a perfect shot.
Not all heroes wield swords, friends. Some heroes carry hope and life, even in the darkest moments.
Even in the worst moments of war, kindness continued to burn like a candle.
When their eyes met, both saw each other, and what they saw, they did not like.
The first day ended with exhaustion and defeat. But this war was not over yet, friends.
Making a strategy is not easy, kids. It requires patience, sacrifice, and the courage to make difficult decisions.
Crimson was certain that winning was written in her destiny. Defeat? That word she had never learned. War doesn't just steal lives, friends. It steals dreams. It steals innocence.
Every warrior keeps a piece of home in their heart, a reason to live.
The Red Army brought their anger on wooden wheels.
Fire answered fire, and the flames spoke the language of survival. When the front door didn't open, cleverness found a way from below.
Information travels faster than any arrow, and awareness is the sharpest weapon.
The earth became the grave of those brave ones who thought their ambition was greater than their fear.
Desperation turned leaders into monsters, and monsters into legends of rage.
When generals fight, armies hold their breath, and destiny hangs by a thread.
No one will fall today, because their willpower was forged in the same fire.
Nature reminded them who the true master was, and all the battle seemed small before it.
When death came from above, the war stopped. Colors faded, and all became equal.
Enemies became friends when survival became essential, and pride became meaningless. A silent truce was formed, not out of peace, but out of the necessity of survival. United by necessity, they became more than soldiers. They became survivors. Courage was the only currency that mattered, and together they faced their fear.
They had won against nature, but they had lost against their own anger and pride.
Victory looked just like defeat when counted in the tears of those who survived.
In the shadow of death, color held no meaning, and compassion became the only language.
Two leaders, stripped of crowns and titles, finally saw each other with clear eyes.
The war ended not with a roar and victory, but with a whisper and the touch of trust. Leaders have to be braver than warriors, because they have to choose peace when war seems easier.
The words written on the tree bark became sacred law, binding two nations in eternal peace.
From the ashes of war, a symbol of unity rose, carrying hope toward the sky. Trade and laughter healed what fighting and hatred had broken. Yesterday's enemies became today's teachers, sharing wisdom learned from their shared suffering. Love became the final peace treaty, stronger than any words written on stone or bark.
Strength was no longer divided by color. It was doubled by unity.
Two empires united under one vision, two queens sharing a single throne. But peace, like all precious things, demands defense. This time, they will fight not as enemies, but as brothers and sisters, defending their home.
Unity was forged in the fire of war. Now it will be tested in the furnace of battle.
They were no longer two separate colonies. They had become an unbreakable force of nature.
The command was given not like rivals, but like partners, defending their shared home.
Fear gripped the hearts of the invaders. They had never seen such unbroken unity before.
Where one was weak, the other was strong. Together, they truly became invincible.
Victory was much sweeter shared with those you once called enemies, but now call family.
The next generation grew up knowing only the strength of peace, unity, and diversity.